Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino, and coming at you today to talk about a band that made Beetle Dustino Beetle Dustino. We're going to talk about the Beach Boys and their latest documentary out on Disney Plus. All right, before we do get started with that, I do want to thank all my subscribers and thanks to you new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And do leave a comment. I love having discussion with everybody. But let's get on with this next video. So yeah, we do got a new Beach Boys documentary out. And like I said, I kind of started this channel hoping to be kind of a Beach Boys centric channel too, and I've just found that it is more Beatles for me, but I do want to talk about the Beach Boys when I do have something to talk about with them. And I feel like we got something to talk about right now. There is that new documentary out on Disney Plus, just simply called The Beach Boys, and I watched it the other night, and I kind of let it settle in on what I've thought, and I just kind of want to get my thoughts on it out there. It's not really a review or a critique or anything of it, just kind of my thoughts on what I felt from seeing this. And I do want to encourage people to watch this documentary. It was really good. I know we've had some other documentaries out there in the past for them. I know a couple of the big ones. I got the DVDs here. I'm looking at it. I don't know why I didn't pull these down. But we got An American Band, that one. I got Brian Wilson documentary on there too. And then Endless Harmony was another one of the big ones that came out recently. Yeah, so it's been a while. I think Endless Harmony's been quite a while since that came out. So it's time for a new one, and I think we got a pretty decent one here. So going into this, I'd seen the trailers, I'd seen the announcement about it months ago, and knew this was coming. And I've been pretty excited to see it, and I was going to watch it right away Friday night when it came out. And I got home from work, sat down. That was the first thing I did after getting my dinner ready there. I sat down to eat my dinner while watching it, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. Now, is there a lot of new there? Not really. If you've seen those, you've seen it. One thing that those have done, those other documentaries, is it seems like they get to Pet Sounds. They'll maybe touch a little bit on Smile, and then they kind of taper off after that. This one, it didn't give a lot of on that, but it did talk about them going into the 70s, mentioned the albums, mentioned the songs, mentioned that, and I give that a lot of credit. Yes, it didn't give a lot of time to it, but it was at least mentioned, at least there. And really, the Beach Boys really got me into pop music and rock and roll music. The Beach Boys led me to the Beatles. So without the Beach Boys, Beetle Dustino wouldn't exist. And, I'm always going to give them credit on that. Little Deuce Coupe was the first album I really, really liked. First album I ever really bought with my own money that I really enjoyed was Still Cruisin', like newer album at the time. And yeah, I know Still Cruisin' is kind of a whatever, but I love that album, still love that album to this day. And, the Beach Boys really made me, and leading me to the Beatles and everything. And I'm always excited to see a new talk on their story, because they've got an incredible story. And it was just really good to get to see it, a new light in a new era, and hopefully bringing in some new fans. That's what this is about too. So if you are an old fan and think this really wasn't much, no, it is for you, yes, but it is also for that new audience. So we got to look at it that way. And one thing those other documentaries did that always upset me, and that this one did not do, and it wasn't necessarily the documentary itself, but it's just the cast of characters that they're going to talk to in that, one of which being Mike Love. And he always was very almost mean-spirited about everything that went down in those other documentaries I mentioned. That is not the case in this one. And spoiler alert, I should have put that out there already. Mike really surprised me in this, and he was very genuine about it. Even teared up at the end there, talking about it, almost apologized about what has went down. And not that I don't love Mike Love, too. He is a key component to what the Beach Boys are. And I, it just bugs me though, especially when he is so anti-Brian. And, and that's what he kind of was in those videos, those other documentaries. And to see him genuine and, just let it out and apologize and everything for it. And at the end there, when they got together on the beach currently, he just lit up when he saw Brian. And Brian lit up when he saw Mike. And I appreciate that. And I feel like they were really having a good time talking to each other. We don't really get to see what happened with that. And I don't think we need to see what happened with that, hearing it and everything. I think how they showed it in the documentary was perfect. That whole last about 10, 15 minutes of the documentary, from the moment when Mike said that on, I was just bawling. Tears just falling. And I really enjoyed that moment. And that's what's really making me enjoy this documentary. Up to that point before it, I was really enjoying it too. But, just seeing that, and I feel like some of the weight was lifted off of their story with that. And I hope it stays that way. I know they have their moments when they can get together and everything's good, but it doesn't take long and it all falls apart again. And, I just hope that it stays that way, and just maybe in their older age, and just kind of time heals all wounds type thing, and so forth and so on. And hopefully we're in that stage, because that really bugs me. Not only the great band members, the great contributors together, songwriting duo, everything, as you learn in that documentary, and for them to always be at arms with each other in these later years, really. And I don't think it's anything of Brian's fault. In, the way Mike has always kind of put it out to be. And I really hope that this stays this way for here on out. And, do go watch the documentary, though. It's a beautiful documentary. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to watch it several times again. And really getting me excited, especially with summer, just literally right now. Memorial Day is the official beginning of summer. So, which is what the documentary was released on, was Memorial Day weekend. So, I really feel like, Beach Boys is so synonymous with summer. You gotta, listen to some good Beach Boys music. And I'm going to be putting on those later 60s and 70s albums over the earlier stuff this time around, because I love that era of the Beach Boys, and I'm so glad I've got introduced to that recently. I really got to thank Giggins for bringing me awareness to that. Not that I wasn't already dabbling in it, but just hearing somebody else very excited about it. So I've really got to give a shout out to Giggins on that. And I really, appreciate their music, appreciate this documentary. I appreciate these other documentaries too over the years, but yeah, I really, really appreciate what was out on Friday and on Disney Plus there right now. And please go check it out. Give your opinion on it. Let me know in the comments here what you thought of it too. It's not, going to be perfect. No documentary is, but I think this was in a really good step. And I love the fact that they did talk about the 70s era, the late 60s, 70s era. I wish they would have talked more of the later 70s and into the 80s even. The fact that they glossed over Kokomo completely, when they had a big #1 hit there, that I feel like is kind of a loss on that too. But yeah, they at least put it in the credits as one of the songs in the credits. So I guess that was Kokomo's recognition there. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm really glad it's out there. I was really super looking forward to it, and yeah, it didn't fail to, live up to the expectations that I was looking forward to. Um, yeah, and I'm hoping to watch it again here soon. So, and I love that about Disney Plus. I can just pop it on whenever I want there. So, but I do hope that they come out with a physical release of it too, put it out on Blu-ray, so that way we got that, and maybe some bonus features too. Maybe we will get to hear some of those little snippets of what they talked about on the beach, or some of the songs they sang there, because I did see Al with a guitar out there, so that'd be pretty cool to see something like that. But anyways, I don't want to make this video too long, so I am going to get wrapping up, and I feel like I'm going to get rambling if I don't. So before I do fully wrap up, though, I once again want to thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And like I always say, if you have stuck around to this point, you must like it. So please give it a like, and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. But I'm going to get signing out. I am Beetle Dustino, signing out.